We are live on the internet. No. Though I don't know which internet we're live on. Ugh. Supposedly, maybe I'm on Twitch. Maybe I'm on Twitch right now. I don't know where I'm live. I'm live someplace. Yeah, I'm streaming on Twitch right now. Nope, not what I wanted. Thanks, Twitch. Not helpful. Yep, hey look, that's me on Twitch. Great. Alright. Supposedly I'm live on YouTube too. Wow. I haven't used Twitch in a while. This is weird. Switched it on. Okay. Now. There, I'm live on YouTube too. Woo! Okay. The new YouTube weirdness didn't show that I was live, but the old YouTube weirdness does say. Cool. Hi. Haven't done this in a long time. It's a weird time for me to be doing this, but we're going to stream me packing because I've filmed this so many times and I've never edited it. So now I'm just going to do it. Yeah, so these are the games that we got. And they've all been punched. Actually, there's two more right here. But these have all been punched, and they are not fully broken down. So they've been punched and mostly bagged. And I did not do full breakdowns yet because some of them we wanted to play or we've been playing or something like that. So that is that situation. So we have 36 games, and we have 2 of these suitcases right here, and then we have 2 suitcases that are this size. So we have 2 carry-on size, 2 giant size, and then we have 3 backpacks. We actually have 3 backpacks because my friend gave me a new backpack, which is a surprise I was not expecting. So, 36 games, and that means that the airline that we're flying on, we each get 1 free checked bag, and a bag can be 22 kilos or 50 pounds US, and these bags right now are like 8 pounds or something like that. So, I need to get the 36 games, plus all of our clothes, plus a couple like knick-knack stuff packed and like good to go within those weight limits. So I'm going to mute my phone and we're gonna start. I'm just gonna go through the whole process. Sorry it's backlit, but I prefer the natural sunlight, so that's what's gonna happen. Cool. So first things first is open all your games, punch all your games, remove all the punch boards, because the punch board screws, those add up. And I just weighed my punch board screw bag, and I was at 5.8 pounds. So that's not an insignificant amount. I just realized I should probably tweak my remember to do that. /live? Is this the link? I don't remember. It is, and it says that I'm playing Little Town, which is not what I'm doing.
The fair recovery.
We weren't mailed from here. We have stamps. Granted for the U.S., but it's still better than anything.
Oh wait, this it's postage paid.
I hate the name. Just link to Twitch. Sorry, YouTube, I tried. But your new stuff's stupid. There we go. Found it. Cool. I tweeted. I told people about it. Okay. So I punched all the games, and I got rid of all the screws, and so it's 5.8 pounds. Now I'm going to start prepping. So one of the things I do is weight. So weight is the biggest problem. And so one of the ways that I get around that is we put a lot of heavy things in our carry-ons. So this is Newdale, Expedition to Newdale, and this is a great example of what not to do. So, or what to do, rather. So see cards, do not unwrap this, okay? This is perfect the way it is. So just take it and remove it from the game and take a Sharpie and write the name of the game on the card pack shrink. Make sure you're writing on shrink wrap, not cards. So I'm just going to write Newdale on both of these, and then they're going to go in a stack. Steve is currently sorting the non-game things and making sure they're nice and like laid out, and the clothes are folded so that it's easy for me when I get to packing. Then these are all the punched bits from this game. These are all the wooden bits from this game. Then we have the bag, and then we have the clear baggies. And I want all of these more or less to stay together. So there's a couple things I can do. I can write the name of the game on these, or I can toss them all into a bigger Ziploc bag so it stays together. And I think what I'm going to do is I think I'm just this is obviously Newdale. I've played a lot of that line of games, so I know the art style. Whatever. I'll just write on these. No reason to use a larger bag. The bigger issue is this black bag, which is unnamed. So what I'm going to do with the black bag is I'm going to fold it up and I'm going to put it in the wooden meeple bag so that at least the black bag from this game is with its stuff. And then this like bag of baggies, it doesn't need to go to this game. So I'm just going to let it ride. I'm going to let it be loose. Loosey-goosey. So I'm going to have a stack of card packs, and then have like just a pile of bags of bits. So then we have, these are larger punch boards, player boards, and we have the actual board from the game, and we have another scoreboard. So these are pretty big. Just going to leave them there. And then the box I prep by these larger boxes. So you open it, you're going to put the rules in the lid, put the bottom part of the box in, so now the rules cannot come separated from the stuff, and then I'm going to put the boards in this box, including the player boards, and I kind of like spread them out so they're even. And now I can nest other game boxes into this, or I could even just put boards in this. Not super sure what I want to do just yet. But that game has now been processed. So then I have another game, Throne of Allegoria, and this one we have a bunch of cards, still shrinks. So I'm going to just write Throne on this one, on all the card packs. This is my 5th year doing this, so I kind of have a system. Oh no! So this is the shrink. Yeah, you gotta be mindful of the shrink. I didn't write on the card, but it's a close one. Don't talk to your YouTube stream while you're doing this. Have you ever forgotten to label something and had to search for which game? Yes, I have definitely done that. I used to not label as meticulously, and so then it would be like, what rulebook, what component list. Yeah, definitely done that, which is why now I label. I actually have, these are plastic bags that I've used at several Essens now, and you can kind of see there's names written on them from other shows. And when we get home, this Sharpie just lives with this pack. And when we get home and I unpack these, I just reuse them over and over and add them to this bundle. Because there's no reason not to reuse them. And I like the bright yellow stripes because it's like, process this game! Like, put this away! So this one, there's more baggies of wooden bits. They're nicely bagged. I'm just going to go ahead and put thrown. This one did not really have a lot of punches. It only had like money or something, seals. So I just punched those and put those in with some wooden bits. Ain't worried about it. The first time we play a game, we'll actually like go through and properly bag and divide things like player bags, that kind of stuff. This is just another bag of bags. I ain't worried about it. This is a giant pad of paper for scoring, entirely unnecessary, but that's fine. These are what kill me, is these are so heavy, and it's so ridiculous. But on the back, I'm going to, somewhat nicely, just in case I sell this game, write thrown. So I know what score pad that's from. And I will put it someplace for sorting. Then this one, I've already put the rulebook in the lid of the box. There's the board in the bottom already. And then these are the player boards. So I'm just going to put them so they're kind of evenly distributed. And now I have a large box game ready to be nested. Cool. So, hello Chad, hello Internet, Manuel, and Rezbach. Cool. So, those are 2 games processed. Let's keep going. I'm just going to grab what's next. So this is Luna Nova, Rosenberg, Uwe Rosenberg. This is one where we punched it. It has not been fully processed. So I'm going to take the rules, and put them in the lid. I'm going to go ahead and nest it. Now the rules will not be separated from the game. And then we're going to see what the situation is. So we have another bag of bags. Whatever. We have a bag of tiny wooden bits. And we have a whole bunch of like punch square tiles. And so for that one, I'm going to take one of our gallon-sized bags. And we're going to do one of those. So last year, I used this gallon bag for underwater cities. So I'm just going to cross out underwater. And I'm going to put Nova. And I'm going to dump all of the stuff. And I'm going to even include this one in here, because it's not like a well-packed. And then we have this randomness. Super random. I'm going to leave that in the box. For all the other tiles, I'm going to put in the bag. It's going to get zipped up, and it's going to go in a separate pile. So now I have a pile of shrink-wrapped cards. I have a pile of smaller bagged items, and then I'm now going to have a pile of larger bagged items. Could be in the same area, it doesn't super matter. Then, nested rule box lid. I'm going to put the punch thing in it. Now, I can start nesting. So, for example, I put it inside the thrown box. So, there you go. Then I'm going to grab the next game. This is a hobby game. So I'm going to open it up. These rule books, there's a catalog. I'm going to get rid of that. Dead weight. These rule books are kind of thick. It's not great to put it in the box lid. Great. So this game, we have punch boards like this. Then we have like a barn that you assemble. And then we have cards and a bunch of wooden meeples. So I'm going to, it says Haba, it's really obvious what game it is. I'm not worried about labeling it. So I'm just going to grab a Ziploc from, I don't need a gallon-sized Ziploc for this, right? That'd be absurd. So I'm going to go ahead and grab a Ziploc from another game. And I'm going to do this. Question, chat asks, when nesting like that, how do you prevent blown out quarters? So I found that nesting like this actually prevents the bottom of the box from getting damaged because the bottom of the box is now protected. The cover of the box is somewhat damaged, but because the boxes don't really have anything in them, there's not a lot of weight in them when I pack them, they're mostly empty, they don't have a lot of box stress, and they won't blow out each other's corners. And I'll show you how I pack them into the suitcase to like help with that. So, yes. So this is all of the smaller bits for the barnyard game. It's just going to go in the pile. And then these interesting bits, I'm going to nest the way I always nest. And then, see, the rule book like paps it up a little. I don't know if I like doing the rule book color. These I can actually leave in the box, or I can stash them elsewhere. So, but I can put them in the box like on the side like that. And now if I had smaller games, like this is so small, I'm not going to process this. I'm not going to bag this and do stuff. I can just do this. Problem solved, right? So this is done, and then I now can do this shenanigans. 4 games, 1 square area. So, and that might not even go in the suitcase like that. I just am doing that for right now, right? So don't get committed to any of your nesting stuff. It might get undone. Next game, spring on a string. This was one of our weird finds. It's got a felt thing. Super random. This is super obvious. Anybody would know what that is. The game has cards and some string. So I'm going to make sure the cards, because we've played this game, the cards are currently loose. So I'm going to put them in a bag. There's also a score pad with this game. It's small enough I can put it with the cards. There's also a plastic bag the strings were in, but I'm just going to stuff the strings in with the cards. And I don't need to write what this game is because it's obvious. It's got a bunch of strings and I know it. So I'm just going to do this. So this is this game done. This felt pad thing I'm just going to put someplace. Rules, go on the roof. It's got a cardboard insert. So I take the cardboard insert out, and on the back of the cardboard insert, I write the name of the game. So I'm just going to write a string. It's kind of obvious anyway. And then I'm going to kind of unfold it so it's flat. And I'm going to make a new pile, which is just box inserts. And I put them down to the side. And now this box is empty. And I can nest it. I can't nest it in anything I have going right now. It's actually the same size as Luna Nova, but it's fine. It'll get nested in. Little monster that came for lunch and stayed for tea. Process this one. Steve is processing our like food and stuff. So this one didn't get punched. So this one has a plastic mold insert, which kind of sucks. Yeah, so it's got cards, but the weight is kind of whatever. So this one, I'm going to punch it because those ounces add up. And I'm going to grab a small plastic baggie. I actually brought plastic baggies just in case. This is going to go away. And then I'm not going to open the cards. It's got like little standees for the monsters. But I'm going to do that. So those are punched and ready to go. And then I'm just going to actually put this box back together. And I'm going to put it complete to the side because my goal is to try and nest it inside of something else. Complete. So, it's a box I can't process. Makes me sad. Next. On the origins of the species. Or on the origins of species, I should say. This one has been processed. So this one has a whole bunch of just tokens. And there is a deck of cards in it, but it's not in shrink wrap. It's just in a band, and that could come apart. So I just already put this all in a gallon-sized bag. It's going to go to the side, and then it has a board, the rules. So I'm going to do my rules trick, and then this board is actually small enough that it could nest inside of the New Deal box. And this game, because it's a rectangle, can nest inside the New Deal box. So if I do that, though, I now have, because the board's in the New Deal box, it's higher. So one of the things that I'll do sometimes is when I have a lot of rectangular shaped games, I'll put all the boards in one box, and then I'll nest the other boxes inside of them. So I might end up doing that this time. I do have a number of rectangle boxes. We'll see. I'm just going to process them for right now. I'll worry about that later. Next up, Cat Sudoku. This is a smaller box, and it might not make sense to process. It's a roll and write, so there's a big pad of paper, which are heavy, and then there's just a couple dice. So this one, there's not really anything I can nest inside of it, and it doesn't, I could do card packs inside of it if I needed to. Like, actually, I could just be like, oh, hey, there's a Throne of Allegory card pack in here now. But if I do that, I want to do, if I do put anything inside of a game box, I don't want to close the game box, because we have totally had times where, like, we go to play a game a year and a half after we got it, we open it for the first time, and we're like, oh, that's where that bonus tile for that game was. So if I do put anything in it that doesn't belong in the game, I do my nest open box trick. So if my intention is to put cards in it, I'm going to do that. So that, like, I have a bunch of cardboards in it, it's now processed this way. Yeah. Going postal. This is
Love it.
Silly game. Stupid game. The rulebook's awful. The game that we were taught at the booth, though, was super fun. So this one is just a bunch of cards. It's a bunch of cards and some wooden bits. Literally all it is. And look, there's a punch board in here that's not needed anymore. Little rule book. This is definitely a good one for nesting. So I would just take all the cards, all the bits, put them in a slightly larger plastic bag, and then I would nest it. So, rulebook nesting, and this is one where I know the game, so I don't have to label it. And I actually unpack the day after we arrive. Sometimes with my jet lag bag, I unpack the day we arrive. So a lot of this is like fresh in mind, what I'm doing. Hey, Eden. It has been a long time. It is morning where you are, very early, and it is 4 o'clock in the afternoon where I am. So, but I've been recording. I've recorded me packing in a variety of ways for like the last several years, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna do a live stream.
We streamed it 1 year.
Turns out Cat Sudoku fits like perfectly inside Going Postal. Alright. Next up, feelings. This one, I actually already took the cards out of this and put this in another box, which I no longer have with me. And so this is just the rules, some cards, a token, and like the 2-piece puzzle. So because this one is such a weird size, I'm actually just going to leave the contents inside of it. And then I can nest other things. So, like, these are my pencils. Put my pencils in there. I could put more cards in this. I'm not going to worry about, and it's kind of a tall, thin rectangle, so it's not a great nester, so I'm just going to kind of leave it open. So it works. Robin von Loxley, the new 2-player Rosenberg game. So, lid of box, rules, nest it. Then this one is a whole bunch of tiles, so I've already just processed it by just dumping it in one of these. So put that to the side. This can now be nested, and it's completely empty. So I can put it inside of something. So going coastal inside of easy. This is Reiner Knazia's Chata. It's a super easy 2-player game, but they're like these really basic tiles. It does not make sense to nest this at all. So it's going to stay complete, and I'll put it inside of something later. 1987 Channel Tunnel. This is another one, looping games, they do really small stuff. This is another one where we didn't even process it. Like, it hasn't even really been punched. It's one punch board. Yeah. I'm just going to leave it complete, and we'll put it inside of something else. But not the second. Then we have Paris. This one. Okay. This one has a thing. So this one has some wooden bits, some tiles, but then it has this like special board insert thing that you play on, and it's actually glued into the box. So I have to rip it out if I want to collapse it. So this game is entirely unnestable. It sucks because it's a larger box. So this is another one that, this one I cannot nest, like, anyway. I'd have to destroy the game, basically. So it goes in my pile of internals. Okay. Eden asks a question. Eden asks, what was your most anticipated Essen game? Did you like as much as that? I looked through I've looked through the Essen list, and I just like could not. Yeah, I read some of the rules. I read rule books on a number of titles, but it just was really hard for me to focus because I had work stuff that I had to do. So I think the most anticipated, the one that I'm most excited to try is the Robin von Moxley, because I love Robin Hood and Uwe Rosenberg, and it's a 2-player Uwe Rosenberg in the Robin Hood thing. But you've got to try it, so.
I'm really excited to play this.
Steve's excited for that game.
It's a Paulo Mori 2-player game that's more Euro, but it's a competitive game.
Say the name of it, honey.
Oh, sorry, it's called Blitzkrieg. I'm excited about it. I played a demo and I liked it.
Okay, Draftosaurus. Super easy. You have the player boards, you have the rules. This one's so nestable. So I'm going to do the rule book and the nesting. The meeples, there's a bag. I'm just going to tie the bag. And then I'm not going to like tie it loop. There we go. And now that's, yeah. Done. Nested. Ugh. 10 Days in the USA. This one, I kind of wanted this one for years because Eric Martin's talked about it. A Chinese company brought it over. It is not super compatible. It has these card trays that you play with, and then it has this like card dealing thing. So it doesn't make sense to break down. In addition to the board. So this is another box that's not going to be nested.
Is your Spiel press folder coming with us? It's got like the guide.
Yeah. Ooh. Don't want that.
That's the one I didn't know we had one, but I was just going through the PDF. So.
I think they emailed it. Yeah, I think I have all this in my emails. We recycle, or we try to recycle. We don't know what the hotel does with it.
We put all the paper separate.
We separate all the paper with the other stuff in the so this can be recycled. Last of the small box games, mostly. Geometric Art. It's a rolling drawing game from Empress 4. This one I think I looked at. It has these like big dry erase player boards, and then some paperwork, and then some markers and some dice. And then it has a cardboard insert, which I could do my insert trick on. I'm not sure it's worth it. So this is one where I'm going to put it in its own pile.
This is like your bath or something.
Is it empty?
Yeah.
So I'm going to put this in a separate pile that's like could be broken down more, but maybe don't have to. But there it is. Alright. Skatopia! Oh yeah, this one the insert got trashed. So, it's got some cardboard bits. I'm just going to go ahead and put the cardboard bits for this game in a different box. The larger ones. And then there's rubber bands. There's some card packs. There's some punch tiles. There's some money I already punched. There's some dice. Then there's like player board things. And then there's an insert that got destroyed in shipment. So I'm just gonna, I don't know why there's rubber bands.
I'm making a rubber band.
Okay, well
There's
this.
a safety pin up here.
Ooh, I just got really dizzy. Like super dizzy.
Also, here are the tiny
So
promo-y punch boards. So.
I don't want them all. You had something in that pile I don't want at all. I don't want. Yeah, I'm dizzy. Yeah, so this is just promo stuff. Just put it someplace. Ooh.
And a tiny hobo pirate that you got.
Sorry, I just got really dizzy.
Water?
Yeah, maybe. Maybe we should do water. What drums did you get me? I just took them without looking.
2 Tylenol. I mean, you said 2 Tylenol. They had Tylenol written on the side, so they were definitely Tylenol.
Yeah, this spiel was really weird for me because it was more like an Origins or a Gen Con for me, where I insert. See, it got crushed a little bit. Alright. Actually, I don't even need to write the name of the game on it because it's on the insert. So I'm going to lay it flat, and then I'll. Oof. Super easy.
Marathon.
No, it is a marathon. I'm going to do a gallon-sized bag, I think. So, gallon-sized bag. So Manuel says, from the online buzz, there didn't seem to be one big game that had a ton of buzz at Spiel. I agree, there was like a couple that had some smaller buzzes. Not one thing that was like huge. Marco Polo 2 was one that people were like, wait, you gotta buy it. We did not buy it.
It was close.
It was. I talked myself in and out of it several times. And Cooper Island was pretty popular. We did not get it. I read the rules and it's just like, my brain can't process that right now. By the time my brain can process it, it'll just be available in the US. Oh, I love when this happens. Check it out. Oh, it's so beautiful. The Skytopia box fits this box perfectly inside of it. Perfectly. So yeah, best thing. Ugh.
That
We
was
got
a heavy
the
game.
we got the new Alex P. Pfister. Oh, this is poor. We got the new Alex P. Pfister, which was kind of buzzed about. But it's just because it's a P. Pfister, which I think is really funny because I think if it was more pronounceable, it would be just as big as Cooper Island. But
I punched it and I was just like, wait, what? Like pirates, Caribbean, adventuring.
yeah,
Very excited to have a Pfister version of that.
board,
Big board.
big board. Just gonna have it put to the side. Card packs, great. Puerto.
Yeah, like when you're looking at it, it seems obvious which cards go to which game, and when you just have a whole bag full of card packs, just your brain, it's just like, what?
Yeah, this game we played, so it's got pieces sorted. So normally, I'm gonna worry about it, but I'm just gonna do one of these. There was some other big game that was big, and I just was like, I don't want to bother. I don't remember what it was. I don't remember what it was.
It was
Crystal Palace. People wanted Crystal Palace.
Deep Blue? No, that wasn't.
No, Deep Blue is the Asmodee title. It's already in the US. Or if it's not, it should be. This one has a boring cardboard insert. So flip it, write the name on it, flat it. There's some bus repents. Yeah.
There was a big Euro that people were playing. Was it like a city or something? City something?
Don't know. Okay. Aquatica! Oh, this is heavy.
Has an insert in there.
Is it?
Yeah, it's the big blue insert.
Alright, so this one, look at the cut on that board. That's awful. That was a dull blade.
Straight out of my kitchen.
So this one has a plastic insert. So this big heavy box goes in the cannot nest pile.
So you could take the
Turn that light on?
so you could take the card packs out for weight, but then you just need volume.
Oh yeah, Farron. There were some BlackRock games that people were excited about. Miyabi! I have like 2,000 of these coming to me. Well, not me personally, but to my factory. But I still need a new edition. So
We don't have room in our garage for 2,000.
yeah.
Or basement.
Comes with player boards. They're paper though. They're really thin paper, so I'm actually gonna treat them like the rulebook. And just do that. Then there's a scoreboard. There's wooden bits. There's score tiles. I know all these components really well because this is a game that I'm publishing. So I'm not gonna worry about labeling them, but I will. All these tiles, which are the whatever tiles, I'm gonna put these in a plastic bag. So, but I'm not gonna worry about labeling it because Garrett, thank you. Saw all the new hobby games once for the family. Perfect. Yes. The younger ones, the two smaller ones will be in June. This one will be like November or December. So, yeah. So, okay. So this is a cool thing that we did. We put the tile distribution in the bottom of the Miyabi box.
Ooh.
So if you're interested in what the tile distribution is, it's there. So there's only like this one punch board, and it's kind of small, so I'm just going to put it in here, and then
Boom.
There's...
That's the magic right there. I almost wish it wasn't backlit so people could see.
I know. The batteries go in the white bag, the chargers go in the green bag. I brought all my camera stuff, I didn't use any of it. So this is some Imperial. So Imperial said there's an insert in it. but it doesn't have any plastic baggies in the insert's design that you just like put the punch board stuff loose in it, and I don't want to do that. So we punched it, put it in a bag, and labeled it. So that's that. This is a promo item.
It's the expansion to Blitzkrieg. So we could punch the one punch board and put it in with the Blitzkrieg bag.
That would be good. Then we have this box, which is so heavy.
The one job is not step one.
So this is Botanist. This is like a self-published game. We have a board, lots of rule books, player aid. I'm not sure what this is. But I'm going to throw away any of the rule books which are not English. And then there's these like huge player boards. Oh, fuck's sake. My German colleagues borrowed this and played it. And put it back away weirdly. Huge player boards. Oh god. So many cards. Just loose cards. Who does that? Oh yeah. Yeah, if your daughter likes Dragon's Breath and cats, you're gonna like my spring releases. Yeah. Okay. Then there's this like bag of tiles. Some player tokens. Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the player tokens and other stuff in the black drawstring bag of tiles. And then I'm gonna get a bag to put a giant stack of cards. Did I score TTR Poland? No. I scored TTR Japan/Italy though. I didn't know there was a Poland. The Japan has the high-speed rail, so I'm super excited about it. I know I can get it in the US later, but like, I got it for Christmas for my family, so.
Nice. The Blitzkrieg game included, on their punch board, they had blank tiles, and they're like, if you want to make your own units, but they printed the back of the blank tiles with the side, so they're not completely blank. They're like, design your own front, but the back has the type. That's smart.
Oh, Ticket to Ride has an EU exclusive that is Poland. Don't tell me that. I have time to go to a store still. There's like a cardboard insert thing in this. Right on the back side. Name of the game. Flatten it. Deal with it later. These rulebook weird player thing. Shoot. This one. Miyabi might fit inside of it.
Oh, with the tall height, maybe.
Oh. Yeah. However, that means that it's a not standard rectangle size, which means these player boards will not fit inside another box. So there's that. They might, I have Key Market, they might fit in Key Market. But the Botanist box is actually like really sturdy, so I might flip that.
Maybe we should take this out of the bag. Take the board out of the bag.
Yeah. Alright. Empires of the North has an insert. It's got like a big plastic insert. So I bought it directly from the publisher and I'm now regretting that because I could have just bought it in the US. But it's fine. Monaco. Oh yeah, this one's processed. So it's alreght. Been done. There's some player aids we're gonna put in there. These are player boards. Rules. and then the board. Push. Success. So now we have a big square box. Perfect. Ugh. Blitzkrieg!
This one's fun.
Steve's excited about it. I'm not enthused.
Well, I meant it's gonna be fun to process.
Rules, boards. This is easy. He's already labeled the bags because I've taught him well. There's little dice bags that have screaming people on them. Whatever. These, here's a good one. So this is something you don't always see. These are just paper player shields. So I'm going to actually put these with the rules because they're thin enough. And I don't want them to get effed up. So I'm going to put them in the box lid.
And the insert's glued, right?
Oh. No. It's just nicely folded. So then it has a nice patterned insert. But I'm going to take it out. Label it. Flatten it. Put it in my insert stack. So now I have just the boards hanging out. I'm actually going to put the board in my random loose stack of boards over there. And then I'm going to see if I can nest this. Oh, it's so good.
Wow, I think
So good. Going Postal fits inside the Blitzkrieg box. The Blitzkrieg box fits inside Robin von
This-
Hoffley, which fits inside a Miyabi, which fits inside a Botness. It's the best.
I think this is some of the best nesting
1,
we've.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games.
I think you need to tweet that as a picture.
You can do it later. I'm live streaming. You could do it. Yes, we could do it with the link. That would be smart. Yep. Just leave it.
Oh, I thought you were gonna hold it up and I was gonna take a picture of you
No.
looking all excited.
No, I don't do that. I don't do that. Plus, I feel shitty right now. Where's your washer dryer?
Spider Town.
It's in Spider Town. Here's the washer.
I can social media.
Whoop. Oh, they updated. Okay. My boss started her work day in America, and so now she wants to do other things with me. And I'm like, ah! All right, there. Make sure you tweet to the live stream. Okay, next.
Twitch.tv/1tire.
No. YouTube.com/C/the1tire/live. Alright, so this is all the components for electrolysis, and they're all punch boards and cards and stuff, and I probably could have put them back in the box if I had cared, but because I'm processing them like this, they just won't go back in the box. So it's already processed. Here's the box. Oh! There's a pot in this person.
Link testing.
Thank you, Chad.
Did you already do an and we're live?
Yes.
What?
Then how do?
No, I'm on you. Huh, when you.
So this one has some player boards, and then it has like boards, and then it has rules, and then it has a scoreboard. So we're going to do rules trick, box trick, and then I can add these to my board pile. There are 3 like mini boards, and they'll just fit nicely in the bottom. So I'm just gonna do that. A calendar going up on there? What's going on? No, do not turn off out of office. Leave my out of office off. For the love of
Come watch us pack our games for the trip home or nest and pack our games. Come watch us pack our games for the trip home.
No, I already tweeted that. You're just tweeting this and how amazing I'm at.
Yeah.
It's not what I would say. Boom! 36 levels deep.
Yeah, that's some of the best nesting we've
I mean, you wouldn't know. You're not usually involved.
ever had. No, I mean every spiel.
I do the packing.
Yes.
Very spiel.
But I watch, and I know when things nest well and when they don't.
Hey, Vince. I'm just gonna do that. I don't know if I'm gonna nest anything. These I don't want to nest because they're like a different height difference. So I'm gonna put them in my pile of boards. I don't have anything currently that would go in here, but I see some stuff that might. So I'm just gonna like
Well,
put this top. You've never been this engaged with me while I have packed.
yeah, I pay attention.
Last year you were busy doing other stuff. The year before you were sick/sleeping. You've never actually paid attention, like, and talked to me. It's weird. It's weird, man. It's weird.
Do you want the promo with it?
Is the other suitcase empty? Are all the suitcases empty now?
Yes.
Okay. Blank. Rule book into here. There's a promo thing we got. Just gonna take it outside. There's a book. This is a board thing. There's some player boards. I'll put all this to the side in board stacks. Steve processed this yesterday. I'm gonna add the promo pile to it because the cards that this promo would go to are still in the shrink. Ooh, here's a good one. This is very thin. This will get messed up in the suitcase. So I'm actually going to put this with the rule book. And Vince. So Vince says, how many games are you hoping to fit? Oh, Vince.
Hi, Vince.
We will fit. We will fit. Oh, weird. The Sharpie did not write on this one at all. We will fit 36 games. That's all we have.
Some of them might be in our pockets or under our hats.
Insert. I used to toss the inserts, but the weight of these is so minimal, and they will go beautifully in my suitcase. And they actually maintain resale value, so
yep.
Why ditch them? That one's good. Charles's. Cool. These I can't break down anymore. These are folded space inserts.
They are already broken down.
Yeah, they're already broken down and pretty flat pack. Kind of sucks, it's a little heavy, but it's okay. But we got a Gaia project one, and
So
we got Imminent Domain. So. Then we got this like weird magnet game thing. I don't know. And I had a poster which I probably will throw away. Actually, just recycle it now. And then this board thing, which actually just recycle it now, is entirely unnecessary because they're like these. It's a designer. It's like a designer, and they made these, and they're going on Kickstarter, and they insisted on giving us a copy. But they're these tiles, and they're magnetic, and so
they're like magnetic at every orientation.
They're magnetic at every orientation, and you can overlap. And they have marks on them. So like this one is a 4 white, and this side it's 2 black. And so it comes with like suggested rules for 7 games, and then you can make up your own games, and then you can also like just build structures with them and play with them on fridges and stuff.
What is it called? Genji?
Genji is the name of it, and it's like a high quality designed product. It's way too nice for board games, but they're trying to go on Kickstarter and make like a mass produced, more affordable version. And they gave us one. We sat and played with them forever. We actually haven't played like a game with them. We just play with them at this point. So, a magnetic game on a cruise. I've flown with magnetic games. Hearts of Attraction, I've flown with a few times, so I'm not too worried about it. I'll just make sure to put it someplace on top so when TSA goes through looking at it, they'll find it faster. Which is another thing. I always make sure that TSA can find stuff that's like suspicious really easily. Formosa Tea! Apparently, I haven't played this one, but apparently it's good. My coworkers played it. They're like, yeah. Board goes in the board stack. Player boards go in the player stack. There's a jute bag, some cards. My coworkers played this, so it's like...
It's not put away for travel.
It's not put away. Well, my coworkers don't put away stuff right, is what I'm learning. So I'm going to go ahead and just put the cards in the jute bag. There's some tokens that they left loose. These bastards. So a lot of extra bags. And then there's like,
I would put those in.
Other bits. So I'm just going to put them all in the jute bag. And then these... I did it. So I won't label this bag, but all the components are in there. And then insert. Mimosa.
Just think of how many games the publishers could get on a pallet if they used your techniques.
So many. The weight would definitely be the thing. So this box. Nope. Oh, just barely.
It might flex.
No, it is flexing. Don't stop. Just stop, please. Please don't. I have a system. I've done it for years. It annoys me when you try to help. Without me asking you. Because this is not how this is going in the suitcases. Okay. Keyforge. We bought the German edition of the Keyforge sorter set because we're going to play Keyforge in German. Cloaked Cats. This is the parts of Cloaked Cats. The game is... I just needed the components. I have a box in the US. The life of a publisher. But that means the rules and the player boards are just kind of loose. And they're smaller. So I actually have a box that I'm doing like smaller but somewhat large cardboard bits in. So I'm just going to put that in that box. And then the rules, I'm going to like slip in between some cardboard boards. I don't have a box for those. Then we have a 2-player only tile placement game that we bought in Germany when we were bored. It's from the Netherlands, Solali game. It was pretty okay. It was good. I mean, if push came to shove, I would leave it in Germany.
But I love it.
I don't think it's required, though. So it goes in the don't disassemble box, and then the Keyforge. I didn't say I didn't like it, but if push came to shove. We're keeping the Keyforge box because we don't have a Keyforge box, and we're getting the Broken Token Keyforge insert so we can store old decks in here, or like decks we don't travel with all the time. So this is actually, we bought this mostly for the box. So the box needs to come home. And the Keyforge decks are actually already like packed elsewhere. So yeah, but it looks like there's no place for it to nest it this second. So we'll just leave it there. Next up, key market. The most games I ever brought back was 198. Player boards. These are little guys. Lots of meeples, wooden bits. We already processed it. And then we have the bigger boards. There's also like a large stack of building boards, but those are packed and put someplace else already. And then there's actually player shields. The like paper player shields. I went ahead and Steve left them in their punch, their sprues, because there's no reason to take them out. The rule books, and then we're going to do our normal nesting stuff. And then these boards, I'm just going to put in my board stack. And then the smaller ones I'm going to put with like my smaller board stack.
Rats?
Yeah, giant rats.
Rats in the walls.
So there's that. So this box is done. and our seed. Nope. I can definitely do some. I'm like looking at these boxes. I could do some rearrangements on these boxes, which Steve is itching to do. Like I'm watching him shake right now.
Was accurate.
But I'm not gonna worry about it this second.
Was the
because
198 games? Was that the year we flew through Seattle?
Yeah.
I think that was my first.
Steve's first SN, I was muling for a company, and I was muling for Sue's, and I was muling for us, and I brought back 198 games. And we had 8 bags.
Luckily, Sue's like small games.
Yeah. So, these are last because they're late sparring. Steve and I are working on learning German, and we were interested in this when it was in the U.S., but we realized we wouldn't really play it without our nieces or nephews. And then Steve was walking around, and he saw this, and he saw it in German, and he realized he could understand like an okay amount of it. And so we decided that this would be really fun for us to play German. So we got the Caruso Kids, is what they're called in the U.S., but here it's Koala, and so it's a adventure like kind of role play game. For 1 to 4 players with like the storybook method, but we got the German edition, and so it's really cute because it's meant for ages 7 and up, and my German's at like 3-year-old level. So I'm pretty excited. Steve's pretty excited. There's definitely some vocab stuff, right? But
well, the vocab in the books is simple. Like the rules are a little more complex vocabulary. But the game book itself was like, guy bursts into a room, where's your father? And the kids are like, we don't know where our father is. So it's like storybook German.
Yeah. So we might read the rules in English and then do the game in German. So this is all books. So and there's no dead air in this, and it's very heavy. And so this is going in the can't break down pile, and that also will probably go in a carry-on because it's so heavy. Then we have Pret-a-Porter. So I bought this here. I don't do Kickstarters. If I'm going to buy a game I buy direct from the publisher. I don't do Kickstarter. It's for reasons. Don't worry about it. So we bought this here direct from Portal, and I'm kind of excited about it because I liked the old game, but I didn't like the art. But Portal, why do you keep doing this? They're doing inserts, and they're great inserts. They're very nice. I'm very like, ooh. But for packing, I'm like, so it's a big box, and I can't break it down.
So, I wish I knew how that.
It's just because it's so heavy and we carried it around for so long. But we also already did it, so. Yes. So, Vince says, custom subway security, hate poker chips. He gets stopped every turn. Turns out highly compacted cylindrical towers of composite clay raises a lot of eyebrows. Yeah. Card packs look like C4. So, when I pack the card packs, I pack them a certain way, and it leads to our bags getting searched. Our bags will get searched every time anyway because the weirdness of what I'm going to do with them. But the card packs is like part of that.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right. And then the last one would be Ticket to Ride Japan. We love Ticket to Ride. My family loves Ticket to Ride. We're going to see my family for Christmas. So this is like a Christmas present for my family. And it's got an insert. So it's going to stay assembled as well. But check it out. They have the high-speed Japanese trains. We weren't going to buy it. I was going to be like, nah, we'll get it in the U.S. eventually. It's not a big deal. And then we walked by a window display.
That's how they get you.
That's how they get you.
And they had the little bullet train set up.
Yep, they had it set up. So now I'm bummed I didn't get the Poland one, but I can get it later. Because I'm coming here up a lot. So this is another one that I can't break down. So we have 4 big box games that I can't break down. And I can tell you right now, 4 big box games will take the majority of space in one of my big bags, one of my big roller bags. I have flown, I don't even know how many times, over 10 times. I've easily flown 20 plus times, if not more, with board games. Like, just a lot of board games, minimal clothes. Because whenever I travel, I bring board games usually. And, like, one of the things that Steve and I do just gonna like, do you want to move so you're on camera a little bit? I feel like- one of the things that Steve and I do when we travel is we like buy souvenirs. We go to board game shops and we'll buy souvenirs. So we are often frequently. It's weird to me to travel and not be getting a board game. So I am very experienced at packing board games, and I use the same suitcases every time. So I know exactly what will fit in my suitcases, which is great.
And how to minimize damage.
And how to minimize damage, yes. So I can look at our nested situation. The limiting factors are physical size and weight. And with the nesting, the physical size problem actually becomes not really a problem. The games that we can't nest are more of the issue. Then we have to concern ourselves about weight and padding. So the things that weigh the most are packs of cards, board stacks, and lots of meeples.
Yeah, the closer it is to like compact, dense wood. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trees, turns out, are heavy. Trees that have been saturated with ink, even more heavy.
Yeah.
So, now looking at this, I'm going to pack. And I'll do some suitcases, and this next part should just take like an hour, if that. But I can look, and I know for a fact that these big box games right here, I'm probably going to put them, they're going to be at the bottom of a suitcase so that when the suitcases are rolled, they're sturdy and like on their own, and they're heavy, and so instead of them being on top of something, they're under something. So the bubble wrap is in that suitcase. Just knows what's going to happen.
I saved and repacked all the bubble wrap.
We have
the
bubble
whole
wrap.
time.
So that's the other way that we reduce weight. So one of the things that I do is I use clothing to help pad stuff. And so we'll put clothing to protect the products, the games, against the safety rails. And we'll use clothing to protect the corners, the boxes, and things like that. And clothing needs to come home with us. So it's great packing material, but clothing is heavy. The average weight of a t-shirt is pound. You don't realize that, but it's pound. It's just under. So if you have a lot of clothes, that can add up really fast on weight. And we have a lot of boxes that are going to be more or less empty, just bouncing around, and we want them to be secure. And so bubble wrap is a very lightweight solution for that. And so we brought bubble wrap. So I've been saving bubble wrap for the last little bit for anything we have shipped to us. I've also grabbed bubble wrap from other people, and we brought with us to Europe a large suitcase that was literally just bubble wrap. It was all that was in it.
Your coworker kept giving me looks because we were transporting samples in this, and like every time I'm like rearranging the bubble wrap and putting the games around it. He's just like,
why did you bring bubble wrap? Yeah, this is why I brought bubble wrap. So.
Oh.
This was the giveaway at the Hava booth. If you came by and were adorable, we handed you one of these. We just had staff wandering around saying hi to children and handing them these. So, yeah.
That's how you do it.
That's how you do it. All right. Let's get to it.
It does feel like there's a lot of unbreakdownable games. Like usually it's like 2.
Yeah, I usually try to limit the unbreakable downable games. But 2 are from the same publisher.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. We have a bunch of other like random bits over there that need to come. We have our backpacks are basically fine. We have some books. We have a Starbucks mug because my family and I collect the Starbucks mugs, and I wanted the Germany one because I did. I realized we had an old Germany one from years ago.
I just noticed the stream occasionally flashing red. It's green now, but hotel.
We're on hotel Wi-Fi. So, yeah, we're gonna be fine on suitcases. The boxes nest. This is a pretty small haul for us for a spiel because I didn't have a lot of time to wander around and see fun stuff. Nothing really caught my eye. I didn't have time to like read rule books and go through stuff. We actually already got rid of like 3 games that we got here and played, and then we're just like, nah, not worth it. We can get it in the U.S. later, kind of thing. So I like sold them or give them away. So, yeah.
4, actually.
4. What was the 4th? Second chance. I wouldn't count that.
No, the library one, the other one today, and then also the rune one.
Runestone.
Yeah.
I was annoyed about that.
Sorry, that was a misunderstanding.
Apparently. Yeah. So, time to put this stuff in suitcases. I'm going to pack it right there so that people can see what I'm doing. Cool. Still lightheaded and dizzy.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Cool. Well, and I'll show, while Steve moves away, I can actually show what I mean by refine on suitcases. Because I know my suitcases, and I know that I can fit 2 square boxes like this on top of
the purple one.
It's just got bubble wrap in it. So the square box games, I know I can put 2 side by side like that in my suitcase. And I also know that for that standard depth, I can put them 3 deep in one of my suitcases. So I can actually do something like I don't want to do this not into a suitcase, but I can essentially do something like this in a single suitcase, and that is all my boxes, except for the ones, like literally, those are all of my boxes except for these 2, and then all the games I can't break down. So that is how you get a bunch of boxes home, and rule books and some cards and stuff. And most of this is just empty, so there's not a lot of weight, so there won't be a lot of board stress. And I can use bubble wrap to make sure that there's not a lot of board stress. And I don't want to stash too much weight into this structure if I was to do it this way, because it's going to put a lot of weight on whatever's on the bottom. So instead of, this is one suitcase, and I have 2 very large suitcases. So I'm going to do basically this, but I'm going to have the bottom, like the foundation pieces, are going to be the games, the big games that I couldn't break down. And those are also some of the heavier ones. So I'm going to try and keep the weight concentrated at the bottom of the suitcase, because we have the 4 roller bags, and what they do when they get on the plane is there's a guy in the bows of the plane sorting and like Tetrising the luggage, and then there's another person at the top of the conveyor belt that comes up into the plane. And so the person at the top of the conveyor belt just takes a bag and then like slides it down the plane to the person doing Tetris. And so what they have said in like, there's video footage and there's also like interviews and stuff like that, is they say that if you have one of the 4 roller bags, all they do is when the conveyor belt comes up, they put it up on its 4 wheels and they shove it down the plane on the 4 wheels. And when you're rolling it through, you know, the airport, or you're going on trains, or you're like traveling with the bag, it's on its 4 wheels. So you want to make sure that the majority of the weight is on its 4 wheels. In addition, when the bag is laid flat, you want to make sure that you don't have anything that's going to crush something weight-wise. And so I'm going to pay attention to that as I packed it.
Oh, yeah, so if they just slid it, if it had a high center of gravity, it would just face plant.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, some airlines do weigh carry-ons. We have not run into it yet. We're supposed to not have a carry-on over 8 kilos. And so what we do is we'll check if they do weigh us and they do flag us, we'll just check it. It's not a problem. But we do put a lot of weight into our carry-ons. So, yeah. I'm not feeling well. I have been fighting sinus stuff like this whole trip. And today, for some reason, I'm dizzy. So I'm going to shift all of these nested boxes that I did around. And this one's like still empty. Which is, it's probably going to end up with boards in it, honestly. So I kind of want everything to be visible while I'm packing. And then I have more, just, these are other games that we've done. So this is Predator Porter, the punchwood stuff.
What's your pants situation tomorrow?
I'm going to wear my green pants unless the weight issue, and then I'll wear my jeans.
Same.
Yeah. You don't want to wear, oh yes. Okay.
Yeah, because
This is the Barron Park expansion. It's the only expansion we got. Barron Park. We ditched the box. The box was useless.
the box was like 8 freaking punchboard sheets.
That's all it
The
was.
whole thing was full.
These are our Netters bowls. We actually didn't use them at all, but we also never played a game that would have used them. So, yeah. We did a charity walk thing where we logged our steps, which was pretty awesome. We have medals. They're like plastic printed. These are some catalogs that they do in Germany here for the game releases. And I'm debating if I want to do them in the US, so I need to bring them home.
Your press catalog is in this stock.
Cool. The Root player bags. Ah! I was at BGG and I saw these and I was like, ah! But for some reason, these ones were like behind the counter as like do not sell, and so they just gave them to me. So who am I to complain?
They didn't break the rule.
Yeah, technically they didn't break the rules. This is the Barron Park expansion rules. I'm actually just gonna put them into one of these nested boxes. When I untake the lid off, I'll see Barron Park and be like, that's not Barron Park. And then a friend in the Netherlands buys me Netherlands cough drops because I love them. Those will go in my backpack. And then these are like 3D foldable action figure things. This is a motorcycle that Steve found from some Russian company, and this is like a promo airplane.
This is the practice one. They said do that one first to practice.
Yeah. So there's that. So it's kind of like the random, that's everything we bought at the fair. And we like to put everything in one area in the hotel room. So all of we have a dirty clothes pile. It's a nice pile. It's like in a place. There's like a cabinet closet thing that we put the dirty clothes in. We keep all of our clean clothes. We take them out of the suitcases and we put the suitcases out of the way when we get into the hotel because we're here for 6 days. And so we have like a drawer thing that we unpack our clean clothes into. And then like I have an office space where I put all my office stuff, which is this table right here. This suitcase is broken. And then Steve has a personal, not office space because he's not working, but it's like his personal shelf with all his personal stuff, and that's like the dresser closet area. So yeah, bubble wrap. So I need to put the bubble wrap someplace, just kind of out of the way where I can use it. So I'm just gonna. Oh, I bought a T-shirt for a coworker here in Germany, and then it turns out there was like a misprint issue with it, so I have to take it home again, which kind of sucks. So, going over there. Wait, my hat.
I'll put it in hat town.
TSA pre-checking our bag earlier. Plastic bags for board games. Bubble wrap. Okay, so. Giant suitcase. Alright, so this is a hardcase suitcase. This is the Ricardo hardcase suitcase. And the reason I like it is I like hard cases because if somebody is flying with something that's pokey, it can't poke. It will like flex the wall, but it won't cause stabbing damage to my games, which I like. It's also a hard barrier. I can't stretch it. I can't stretch the fabric beyond what I would want. The one problem that I have with this bag is, well, with any of these bags, is the rails. So these are the rails for the glider handle. So these will damage your boxes, but they provide a fantastic place to stash things. This is like a pad safety strap thing. I'll do it later. But card packs, heavy card packs, fit perfectly in between the rails. So I take card packs and I put them in the rails. And now this is like a slightly more even surface to put board games on. You have to be careful though because this will add a lot of weight quickly. So I add card packs in between, and I actually don't have enough card packs, hilariously, to do this. So yeah, cool. Other thing that I put in the rails is t-shirts. So mise cares. I need t-shirts. Have fun at work. What are you playing? I'm playing How to Pack a Suitcase.
T-shirts.
Please give me some t-shirts. So, t-shirts, we fold them about rail size and I put them in there. That's good to go. Need more t-shirts, please.
I have all the jackets and button downs.
Can do button downs, but t-shirts are...
No, I know. It's just.
Okay. T-shirts.
T-shirts. I need more than... I need, like,
No, just.
t-shirts. Multiple t-shirts. So, these are going to go to provide padding along the rails. And some t-shirts are thinner than others, but we'll make it work. Then this side of the bag does not have the rail in it, so this is where my inserts are going to go. So I put them all face down, and I just make sure that they're flat. And I put all of them in one suitcase. So now all my inserts are in there, so I'm good on inserts.
Okay, t-shirts.
Okay. Cool. So, t-shirts. And yes, we fold our dirty clothes because if you just bunch up your dirty clothes and toss them in, it doesn't help.
You use a lot of space.
You use a lot of space and it's not consistent space. It's better if you are consistent. I think I need... So you just want to like feel around and make sure it doesn't feel bad. If I want more stability, I'll roll the shirts and then I can get more in there, but it like makes this stiffer foundation. The problem is, if you do this, it's really easy to get a lot of weight into the bag because, like I said, t-shirts are about a pound. We can go to dress shirts too. I just need shirts. So cool. Like what is that?
It's folded.
More. Just keep them coming. Maybe just put the whole pile right here. There we go. So, and then I need something at the top of the cards.
Another push shirt.
Or a game. So, it's perfect. And actually, I want to do that. Because, cool. So now I have a decent foundation. I can't feel the rails anymore when I push into it, so that's good. So now I can put some stuff in here. So I'm going to put one of my boxes that I can't break down, and then I have a channel right here. And so if I have game boxes that fit right there, I'll do that. I have this heavy beast. So heavy. Might put that in carry-on because that's gonna add a lot of weight. Could do the Starbucks mug. I could do just a lot of these. I could do some boards. Lots of options. I think I will do that for sure. And then this has actually got a lot of weight because I have boards in it. But if I take the boards out of it and do that, there we go. This is now a nice nesting, not super heavy, and I can put this one right there, like that. So that's pretty good. But now I need to put things along the side of this one, in addition to putting stuff on this side that like complements it. So this is kind of heavy. We're probably already over 20 pounds on that. I want something on this side. I could do another one of the bigger ones, but I'm gonna go with this one that's not as heavy. And because it's gonna slide around on this, I don't want anything directly on that. I want a barrier, so I'm gonna put some clothing on top. So can I have a dress shirt? Or, yeah, maybe couples. This one I'm gonna open.
This is the last dress shirt. Or we still have my green ones. I think I might fly in my green one.
Okay. This is a vest. This doesn't make sense to put.
Shirt? Here?
Not smooth. So just the shirt will work. So now it's like smooth to slide around on. So now I have a lot of room on the side. Oh, this is so heavy.
EC, just to verify, do the dogs need a dinner drop-in tomorrow as well?
Yes. Well, check our itinerary for the travel.
Time zones.
So, this is so heavy. We have so many games in here. I think I might do that and then do this one on top. Or with these rectangular ones, you can actually do two side by side.
Yeah, we get in at 9.
So yeah,
so
how
we're
to
not
do it
home
dinner.
till 10 at least.
How to do it dinner. So the two rectangular ones I can fit side by side, but they're pretty secure. In the past, if one gets hit on the side, it could go. But I'm actually pretty happy with that. So, this one can go here. This one can go there. Can go there. And you can just put some random bits. Kind of in there. On this side, same deal. So kind of just random bits. I don't want a lot of weight, but
This is great. TripIt tells you when you arrive at the time in the time zone you're arriving. That's amazing.
it's one of the reasons I use TripIt. So I'm just gonna kind of toss stuff in. So now I have like a lot of gaps on the edges of the boxes, and so I'm gonna use. I did not get the Japanese expansion for the Empire one. Nope. Have not played Empire Southern Sea. Actually, this felt nicely in here. So I'm gonna use for padding. on the sides and the rails, I'm going to use underwear. So underwear and socks and stuff. So Steve, underwear and socks and stuff, please.
Dirty icing.
Yeah. Random stuff, just kind of toss it in, see where it falls. So, underwear and socks I just keep loose, and then I stuff into the edges. I really make sure that corners are protected. With soft stuff, I want a little bit of give. I don't want it rigid.
Is this being worn?
No. But yeah, I want to make sure corners, there's like a layer of padding, but it's not a hard, like, overstuff.
This should be the rest of the dirty small stuff, and we have a bunch of clean stuff.
Cool. Okay. So that's pretty good. I can do t-shirts in that area as well. Boxers also. And if you've wedged something, I have these two rectangular games really close together. It's probably a recipe for disaster. But, yeah. And then anywhere where my nesting was not perfect, where I could have sloshing like that, I want to add some padding as well. So some socks work well for that. So yeah, so I'm pretty happy with this. There's some extra sloshing when I took care of. I can use bubble wrap for that. But what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to do a quick weight check. So I'm going to go ahead and close this up. This side, I can restrain it, and it will hold pretty well. But I want to make sure this is the side I close. And there's actually a lot of space now between these two layers. And you can kind of even see it. So the stuff that's on this side is dropping and like hanging on that zip cover. And when I put the layers together, the clamshell is actually like collapsing into the zipper. So the zipper is kind of tricky to cover. Which shows me I have a lot of weight in this top part, and that I don't have, that top part is actually not resting on the bottom part, which is actually important. Because I don't want, because the suitcase is going to end up spending a number of hours on its side. So I don't want the bottom layer being crushed by whatever the top layer is. And if the bag gets flipped on the other way, the same thing is going to happen. This layer is going to hang against the restraining strap and not crush what's on this side. And one of the things that I can do to, like, this side has that zip cover, this side doesn't, it just has that strap. So when I finalize packing it, I can put like a t-shirt or a coat or something to give it like a hammock, basically, under the restraining strap. So we stand it up. We adjust the camera so it's not just on my butt. And this, we're probably looking at like 35, 39 pounds. I don't think we're to 50 yet. Yeah, so we're at 40 pounds. So I have another 10 pounds that I can use on this. But I don't want to be overflowing. So I'm going to hold off on this bag for a while. I'm going to pack the other huge bag that I have and one of my smaller bags. And then I'm going to, if I need to rearrange weight. So, yeah. So that's that bag. So we can wheel this to the side. And now we have this bag, which is almost identical. This one's a different brand. This one we bought last year in Essen at the store across the street.
Was that one only last year?
Yes, because the sister bag to that one, the identical bag, went missing.
Mishandled.
Oh, there was stuff in here. That's okay. So we have more bubble wrap, which I actually, I don't need to put more stuff in that bag. I can use bubble wrap instead of a coat to add a layer of protection without adding weight, which is actually nice. So we have that. So this bag is a different company, but it's the exact same style. But I have a player's mat for Claim that we got, and some Claim promos, and some Claim sleeves, and some cough drops. Cough drops go on the rails like cards. I actually leave cough drops and like sinus medication in all of my suitcases. It's a random fun fact. All right, I'm gonna move the t-shirts closer to me. So here we go again. Take my hoodie off because it's getting hot. All right. Let's see if I can show more of the suitcase. Maybe. Okay. So, like I said, same exact design bag as the last one I did. So I have some card packs left. So I'm going to put those in the rails. I don't have any games that'll fit in the rails. But I can actually put some of these in the rails. So, card packs. Little guys. I'm going to use this for sleeves. And then I'm just going to, some of these games, like this is a whole bunch of cards. So I can just do that in the rails. And then I moved the t-shirts closer to me so I can do my t-shirts the same way.
We have some clean clothes, so I figured you probably want to pack one bag with just the cleans.
Yeah, and that's usually what I do. So I usually try to keep the clean clothes and the dirty clothes separate. So it makes when we get home unpacking a lot easier. So I fold dirty clothes backwards, and then I fold clean clothes normal. So yeah. And then I need like one more t-shirt-ish thing. I guess this vest will work. For work for this trip because I was working. Actually, no, I need pants. So if you don't have enough t-shirts, I find that one pair of pants will take up about the same amount of space as 2 rolled t-shirts. Because I've done this a lot. But anyway, for this work trip is unique because I had to bring a suit. Because I had several meetings where I needed to be wearing a suit, which is weird. We also have these like nice bags that we got from board game companies. We don't take bags usually, we bring our own. We have these like travel grocery bags that live in our backpacks that we really like for board games. But sometimes a publisher has a very nice bag that I want for grocery shopping or just game shopping at home, like reusable, sturdy. We don't take plastic bags. And Yellow had these great Ishtar bags. So I got 2 of these just to have, and they're basically like, I got 2 because my mom's gonna steal one. She's coming to visit, and I know when she sees it, she's gonna be like, oh, I would like that. I'll be like, well, mother. But I'm actually gonna put one down to kind of create a nice barrier. Then we're gonna put Aquatica. And then we're going to put something lightweight on top. I can put another big box game on top. I only have one more big box game to nest, and that's the throne. Maybe that. There we go. And then this side, this bag has these like bubble ridges. And I actually don't like them because you can kind of see them in the suitcase. They're like, yeah, so I had one year I didn't pad against them and we ended up with that pattern pushing into games. So for this bag, I need to put a protective layer down over that stuff. So the bag of Ishtar will work nicely for that. Mom Gamer asks, did you book your hotel for 2020? We did. I actually booked my hotel for 2020 in September. So I've been booked. I booked the hotel usually like 14 to 13 months prior because you have to. I'm also going to put the claim player mat down to cover that, which is cool. It's a nice use for that. Cool. So then I have Empires of the North Sea. And, yeah. I think I'm going to put, it's like, which is heavier? I feel like Ticket to Ride Japan is heavier than Empires of the North Sea. Yeah. So I think I'm going to do that. And then we're just going to fill it. So, processed bits, yo. Just, yeah. And actually, before I get crazy on the filling, I want to do my padding thing. So I'm actually out of underwear and socks to pad this box. Hey, Hair Legend. And I need something for padding. So I'm going to use some other clothing items. So this is my suit coat. It's a little thicker than I would like, but that's okay. So I'm going to put it at the very bottom of the suitcase so that the game is going against it on its weight. So that's nice. And then got a nice hole right here. So let's see. Here we go. The magnets. So these are magnets. Security is not going to like these. They're going to find these like as fast as they can. So I want to put these on top because they're gonna be looking for these. So I'm actually going to put these magnets someplace super accessible right there. So when they open the bag, they like take off the one layer and then they'll find them immediately. Yeah. So now I'm just gonna be wedging bits. So like these smaller bit bags that I did, I can put them, they're kind of padding, not great padding, but they're padding. These random plastic bags, I have so many of these now. We'll take them home, we'll use them. I will be using them at a convention. I'm just gonna go ahead and like stuff them places. There we go. Yeah. Just stuff the bits, yo. Cool. Oh, yep, this side I need padding. So I have another suit coat thing. So I'm gonna take this suit coat. Yes, I brought 2 suit coats because I wore a suit every day of the show in some way, fashion. So I needed multiple days worth of like dress wear. So yeah, now we're just gonna add more bit bags. Just shove it in. Try and like swirl the bits around so they work. This bag's got a lot of slosh room, as I say, so I'm gonna make sure I get some bits in here so that the game boxes don't move around too much. These claim promos. Ooh, this is a card from this game. Hilariously, I'm actually gonna put them under that nesting. This one bag. Some other random smaller bits. All of the Miyabi tiles. That right there. Another bag of bits. Another bag of bits. Those are all my bit bags. I'm out of card packs. I'm out of bit bags. I'm out of big boxes that aren't nested. Actually, these folded space inserts, I can put them right there. Steve's weird Russian
My
thing
motorcycle.
I'm gonna put there, and then his motorcycle, which is in shrink, I'm just whatever put it on top. Yeah. So there we go. I think that is plenty for this bag. We're probably close to 50 on this one. So let's zip it up and see. And if we are, we'll just put, actually, I'm just going to cheat because I feel like I'm close. I'm going to take some of this bubble wrap I brought and put it on top just to like seal in the board games. And the bubble wrap doesn't add weight, so that's why I bring it. So watch that. Flip that over. Another thing is that I like with these bags, these hard bags, is I can put stickers on them. I create a little 2D sticker. And they are easy to identify at the airport with stickers. I can also like spray paint them, which I've never done. I've always like meant to, but I've never remembered to. So there's that one. Let's see what our weight is. Yeah, we're guessing 45, 46. So we might be a little over on this one. 45.5. Did you know I'm really good at this? And actually, I just realized they measure these in kilos, so I actually want to be in kilograms. Yeah, so 20.6 kilograms, so I'm fine. So this bag's done. I'm not going to touch this one. I even bubble wrapped it. So if I wanted, I could add a little bit more bubble wrap between the layers. I might. Yeah, it's got some squirrel to it. Like, I don't know if you can see, but I can do this to the top. So I might add some bubble wrap just to pad it. But it's done. So all I have left is that, plus the clothes. But I have 2 more roller bags. Oh, and I have these 4 games I couldn't break down. And that's it. So I have 2 roller carry-ons, and I have all of our clean clothes. All of our dirty clothes are actually packed already. So I only have our clean clothes and my work stuff and like that stack of boards and nested boxes. So, and I can get all of these in our carry-ons. So I think I'm good to go. Yeah. I don't think I'm gonna, I'll pack one more. Okay. Let's pack this one. So this is my trusted bag. I have flown with this bag, I don't even know how many times. I've had this bag since before I met Steve. This bag has been to so many shows. So it is a little Mikado roller bag. It's carry-on, US carry-on size, which is slightly bigger than Europe. And in this bag, I always keep throat lozenges, acid reflux, emergency instant coffee, a wine opener, earplugs, Sudafed, and allergy relief, Benadryl. So these items literally live in this bag. They never come out of this bag. Steve once tried to unpack this bag to be helpful, and I yelled at him. So I was like, what? Why? These are like emergency supplies. So they're going to live in there. And then I'm out of easy padding for these rails, but I still have some padding, but it's clean clothes. So I'm just going to do clean clothes now. So, Missy Kairis, we are fine on weight. So if you would please give me clean clothes now to pack. We are beautiful.
Okay. For that, we need to pick clothes for tomorrow.
I'm wearing Thorgy and those pants.
We need things like underwear and socks.
Green underwear, black knit socks. Yes, that's my clothes. Earplugs are a necessity. When traveling, yes. The magnets, it's a game. It's a game that's just like magnet pieces.
You said we're fine on weight, right? So
yeah, we're fine on weight. Jeans are being packed.
There's something in your pocket.
There's something in my pocket. It is an ad in German. Oh, it's our museum tour.
Okay, wearing my PDX socks as we're going back to PDX.
Hey, Kabuki. Yeah, I'm on my last bag. We packed the big stuff. The earplugs. So I used to come to conventions and I used to room with people. So I used to make deals where it was like, I will sleep on the floor of your hotel room. I will stay out of your way. And so I ended up sleeping and rooming with people, not sleeping. I ended up rooming with people who normally can't get roommates, and they normally can't get roommates because they snore really bad. So I learned the hard way the significance of always having earplugs available. Oh, yes! The t-shirt we have to return.
And your puppy vest.
My puppy vest is an emergency layer for warmth.
Yeah.
So that's going to go in my backpack. Hey. So clean clothes. I like to pack clean clothes separate from dirty clothes. So these are all clean and folded nicely.
Oh, hat?
Oh, I don't want to bring it all. No. The hotel person can have it. So I'm going to pack my clean clothes in this rail. Oh, yeah, John, there's a whole bunch of chat over on the YouTube. Not a whole bunch, but some. So I'm going to use these shirts to provide padding against the rails.
Okay. Our heavier coats.
Yes, those go between layers. Those I'm actually probably going to put, in a carry-on. Just in case. No, I'm not worried about the weight. Just, we have them. Cool, so this bag, my goal is to get this bag heavy. This is my heavy bag. So, I'm going to go ahead.
Oh, this isn't an ad. This is our
ticket. Yes,
ticket.
I said that. Yeah. He's now happy. I don't even remember what his ticket's for, but we went to some museum.
Gutschein für einen Rundflug.
Mm-hmm.
Rundflug, round trip flight. This is our.
Oh, that was our flight. Yeah, we took a little hopper plane. Okay, so these bags can't fit a lot, like large wise, but this is gonna be heavy. So I'm gonna put boards in this bag. So I have this box, which I'm gonna put the rectangular boards, and then I have this box, which I'm gonna put the square boards. So this box, there's a zipper here that I don't want messing up the bag. Ooh. So I'm gonna put. Why do you have 3 pairs of underwear for tomorrow? Do I need to know something?
Oh, no, sorry. These are clean. There you go.
Like, do I need to know something about how much underwear you need tomorrow? So I'm gonna put my jeans down on this side to protect the box from the zipper. I'm gonna put this here. And so then around both of these boxes, I'm gonna take and put socks and or underwear, just at the corners protected. And I unfold all of this stuff when I do this, but because this suitcase is nothing but clean things, I know that when I get home, I can just refold what's in this box. And I'm not like, did you burn this? Is this clean?
Yeah.
Is this clean?
All
It's all clean. This bag is all clean. No need to worry. This bag is clean. Do we have any more underwear? This bra, because it has an underwater, needs to be kind of flat, so that's gonna go. Cool. This is another situation where I'm like, well, I need more padding. This is my favorite airline pillow, and it has a hole in it, but I really love the cover, so I'm gonna use it as padding. And I will not be flying with it, which makes me sad. Yeah, but heavy box of books is gonna go right there, and then I don't think I can put any more boxes in here. Ooh, Starbucks mug. Starbucks mug. Starbucks mug. Starbucks mug is gonna go right here. Beautiful. And I'm gonna keep it in its box, but I can put something under it. Ooh. I have We have lanyards. You actually don't need lanyards at Spiel, but we have lanyards and they're custom made and whatever, and so I'm just going to put those right there because it's a perfect spot for them. And then Starbucks mug. There's chocolate inside for my nieces. This is a converter plug that we never use because it has fried stuff in the past, but it's like we're desperate. So there we go. So now this box is just going to be filled with books. So rectangular boards. There you go. And then square boards, some rectangular boards will not fit in a square box. So that's why, oh no! These boards won't fit in this box either. Which is a bummer. So for these boards, because they're not going to fit in this box, I'll fill the box and then I'll put the boards on top. Problem solved. Beautiful. Beautiful. And then I have another suitcase. I will put these in that other suitcase. But this box will fit these. No, but it fits those. These. Yeah. So this. Yes. And then the shirt I have to bring back. I flew it to Germany and now I'm flying it home. How exciting. Cool. Our leftover plastic bags, the Sharpie that goes with them. Steve jeans. And then those boards I was going to put on top. And then I could put bubble wrap. This, is it? And we're down to these 4 games only are what is unpacked. And then we have like no clothes. So the only things that are left unpacked to go in that other bag are my camera stuff, our coats, and our lunch boxes. We could have bought more games. Why didn't we buy more games? Have you ever shipped anything home via mail? Do you always make it work? I have never shipped home anything via mail, and I have always made it work. I had to cut 1 box 1 year. Yeah. Otherwise, I've been golden. This bubble wrap. That. I'm actually gonna add bubble wrap here. And this bag I'm now planning to bring as a carry-on because it's very expensive to check bags in Europe. It's $100 US. We'll decide if we want to at the airport. Tomorrow we might be super tired and be like, it's worth the $100. But right now, as I'm packing, I want to make sure I don't pack it in such a way that I'm going to have problems at TSA. Well, it's not TSA on this side of the country. It's just security. But they do an extra security check if flying to America. So with that in mind, I know that this giant stack of boards, they're probably going to be curious about because it is a concentration of paper and the x-ray can't go through it. But whenever we fly and we have those situations, I am the one that goes through with the bag because I'm the one that packed it and I know what's in it and I can like talk with the person So I always make sure that I'm the one that's flying with like the most suspicious object because Steve doesn't do well under stress, and I am technically the one that packs the bag. So when we go through security, if we are bringing this bag with us, I will be the one bringing it. So yeah, so that's that carry-on. Have I ever exceeded weight limits? No. I have never exceeded weight limits. I bring a scale. I have a scale. And so, but when we get to the airport, I know the weight is good already. Like, for example, I'm going to say that's like 35 pounds. Nope. It wasn't zeroed out yet. Nope. 29.6. I over-exaggerated. So that one's done. And we're done. Not really, but we're basically done. There's 4 games left. Those are the only games left. And now we can play some because they're complete. We have our guidebook for Berlin, our guidebook for Germany, our coats, our backpacks, a third backpack that a friend bought me, and our chargers, and that's literally it. And we have an empty suitcase still. This bag is completely empty. So, yeah, done. Oh, bubble wrap. We have a lot of bubble wrap. We'll probably actually use the bubble wrap to make the bag that we're packing, the empty bag with like the random books and like film equipment. We'll probably actually just put that in bubble wrap and take the bubble wrap back home. So that's it. Susan did lose 2 suitcases full of games. She went to Frankfurt Airport because she's flying out of Frankfurt, and then I guess she forgot about them or misplaced them or something. It wasn't like they were like she just, I think, forgot them. She might have left them on the train, or I don't know. I'll find out with her later. Yeah. We do have another converter. So we have another converter. It's plugged in right there, and we have another one that's plugged in over there. But we have that one converter that I keep. It's literally just in case. We can only plug in certain things to it. But we do have it still because when I was charging like cables and or camera batteries, I needed it. But we can't plug my laptop into it because it'll fry the brick on the laptop. And we can't plug the phones into it because it won't convert. But we could plug in my old camera charger. That was like the only thing that would work on it. So, boom. I think I'm going to throw the rest of the stuff in that carry-on bag. And then I think we have a whole bunch of postcards to write and mail. And dinner to go to. I'm not hungry yet. It's only 5:30. When did I start? It's been a 2-hour stream. It's taken me 2 hours to pack. So there you go. But the stream went red, so who knows if you're all there. Yeah, I don't know if you can see what's on the bed. That's all that's left to pack. And a lot of that stuff we're actually going to wear tomorrow. So, spoilers. I cheated.
Oh, hey, I'm on camera now.
You are on camera. And you're wearing pants this time.
Thanks for the heads up.
I cheated. So I am here for work. I work for Haba, right? So I was here with meetings with Haba and doing stuff with Haba. And one of the things I needed to do was bring back a lot of Haba games, Haba samples. And so I cheated. I was going to fly the samples home with me. And then my coworker, who is in Haba, Germany, was like, Haba will just pay to ship those samples home to you. You don't need to bring them like home with you in suitcases. And I was like, really? And he was like, yeah. So I gave him the Haba games that I want at home. And now I'm realizing I totally could have packed them. I totally have a completely empty suitcase and very little to pack in it. Like very little. So whoops. But he's like 4 hours away now because he drove. So I feel bad about that. I'm also a little annoyed too because I could have had those samples immediately, but now I have to wait like a week and a half. Now I'm coughing.
Should have trusted yourself.
I should have. I said we were good. I said I was confident. It wouldn't be a problem. And then I doubted myself.
Well, maybe
So.
everything will be a little less box stress.
I'm dying. My voice is shot. So yeah, cool. All right, I finally did it. I finally made a video of me packing. I don't have to edit it. Hopefully this was helpful. If not, it was interesting. Steve and I want to stream some of these Essen releases. I don't know when it's going to happen. I'm traveling a lot for work. I'm going to BGGCon and I'm going to PAX Unplugged for work. It's a lot of travel, so I don't know. Sorry. I do miss you guys. Steve misses you too. We actually have discussed a few times streaming stuff. Just been work. So we've also had because I have I used to do freelance work and me streaming was part of my job. And so I would do a lot of life things during the day. And then when we were streaming, I would be doing work. My work hours were when we were streaming and stuff. So now that I have normal work hours and normal work, I don't have time to do normal life stuff. So I'm doing normal life stuff when we used to stream / I also relax and chill. So yeah, that's one of the reasons why streaming hasn't been happening is I no longer have as much time because I considered streaming part of my job. I considered streaming with the Patreon supporters and that kind of stuff a job. So now that I have a normal 9 to 5, it's hard to prioritize it, especially because I'm not working a normal 9 to 5. I'm working weird hours because I have coworkers on the East Coast. I have coworkers in Germany. So my time zone stuff is weird. For example, about an hour ago, I started getting emails from my boss of stuff that I needed to do today while I'm in Germany. And I'm like, I'm still at German time. And I've worked a full day. I got up this morning and went to meetings most of the day. So turns out life. But we do want to stream.
Life, the universe, and everything.
Yeah, no. And other stuff. We also just haven't been playing a lot of games because my job is not to play games anymore. My job is to do Hobbit stuff. I read a lot of rule books, but I'm not actually playing a lot of games anymore.
Dang it.
What?
Dang it.
What?
I got an email from Lufthansa.
What?
It says we can check our carry-on for free.
Yeah!
But still has the same restrictions.
Oh, 8 kilos? Yeah.
So they'll wait.
Yeah, we're not checking it.
Yep.
Then we won't check it. Well, you can measure it in kilos, but... I mean, we have an empty suitcase. We could divide the two and try and get them to 8 kilos.
Play the weight game.
We could play the weight game. But yeah, I'm not really playing a lot of games. We're not playing a lot of games. Steve's been doing more video games. We've also been working on, do you want to be in camera still? Do you want to not be in camera? Okay. What games we have been playing have been games that we want to play for us. So just older titles that we've had for a long time and just haven't had a chance to play in a while. So
And some of the heavier ones have been taking us a while. It took us a couple nights to play Mistfjord, for example, and that's normally a quicker game.
yeah, it took us 3 nights to play Nosford.
So I think probably even if we're not streaming some of these, I think I probably still want to schedule playing them.
Yeah, we haven't even played games with John in a long time. I haven't even seen John because I've been traveling. Whenever John's like, "Hey, let's play a game tonight," I'm always literally I'm just I'm in X city. please contact Steve. So Steve's seen John. I have not seen John, I think, since like March, which sucks. I miss John. I miss playing games with John, but it's just how it is. So John texted me the other day and was like, "We need to play games," and I was like, "I'm in Europe."
So yes.
So yes, because we went to Europe early so that I could go to Hava's headquarters to do like meeting stuff. So he hadn't realized that we'd left for Europe yet. So yeah. Yes, carry-ons are only in Europe. Carry-ons are only 8 kilos. So our carry-ons are not 8 kilos. My backpack is more than 8 kilos. Like the backpack that I wear every day is, I don't want to know how heavy, but it's more than 8 kilos. So.
Do you want to see an adorable chicken?
Maybe. Actually, how heavy is this bag?
In this comic, the chickens don't squawk or say cluck. They say gack. And next time I see a chicken, I'm just going to hear it going gack.
I mean, you have to
When they do it.
do it in German. Yeah, this carry-on right now is 13.45 kilos.
So it's not unreasonable to get the weight down.
Yeah, we could distribute the weight between
Or
the two.
we could make sure one was low and chuck one.
We should do that.
Chuck one of the two.
Yeah, we should do that because that would be nice.
And then I feel like with the two of us, we can use the overhead bin space for one. Like we did on the way over. We put one up, but not both.
Yeah.
Just make sure the flight attendant doesn't offer to put it up.
Yeah. Okay. It is 6 p.m. Almost. We've had a pretty chill day. But I'm going to redistribute bags. I'm going to stop talking because my voice is shy.
Save it.
Yeah. And we'll go to bed early because we got to get up early and take a train to Frankfurt. But thanks for hanging out while I packed, and Steve helped.
Also, the way is now clear. Like I can sit on these steps for like almost the first time.
Yeah. Since we've gotten into this hotel room, we've had games because we picked up the games before we checked in. We picked up a lot of games before we checked into this hotel.
Right.
So when we checked into this hotel, we immediately just started putting games on this stair to this balcony. So we've not even gone out on this balcony.
It was honestly, it was game shelves.
Yeah.
It was the room came with game shelves.
Yeah, that's how I was treating it. So whenever anybody wanted to know if what games we had, I just showed them a current picture
of the library.
So what do you want to play? So yeah. All right.
Oh dang! I was gonna put that little Haba pin on my lanyard. There was one with a kitty.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Thanks for watching. If you like this video,
Yeah.
feel free to hit the thumbs up. If you want to see more, subscribe, because who knows when I'll do this again. I would definitely recommend turning on notifications because of how infrequently we post or go live anymore. So yeah, thanks for watching. If you want to stay more current with what we're doing, Twitter is probably the best bet. I don't even post on Twitter that much anymore. So yeah, but I am super happy. I'm really happy. A lot of my friends were like, "You just seem happier now," and it's like, yeah, no, I am totally happier. Really happy with the job, but I do miss. Spiel was very different because I was in meetings the entire time. I was in a booth the entire time, and I wasn't even in like the booth. I was in a back office in the back corner of the booth. So I had a lot of friends that were like, "We came by Hava to see you, and you weren't there." And it was like, I was there. I was trapped in a room in meetings. So I only had, I think like in total of the 4 days we were here, I think I only walked around for like 5 hours.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you were on parole for good behavior, basically.
I escaped. I finished all my meetings and I ran away. And yeah, so. But
Yeah,
it was a good spiel. It was
I-
just weird for me. It was very different.
So I was rolling around solo a lot of the time, looking at stuff.
Which is why we have some more Steve games than. Not that actually.
My
No,
list
you
was
were
pretty
good.
short.
No, you were good. You were really, really good. But we did more damage when we were together. So maybe it was better when we
I
were
think most
apart.
of the damage was done in that 5 hours we were walking around. Well, because I was
That's true.
showing all the games that.
Yeah.
Or you and I saw all the games that we had seen all the time.
Yeah. But we now have 3 games that aren't packed yet and they're complete. So we're probably just gonna maybe go play one of these in the lobby.
Oh, good selection.
Yeah, those are pretty good games.
Actually,
We only buy good games, so that'd be why.
are you ready to spend 10 days in the USA, or should I say like 10 days before we go to BGG? Pretty much. Slightly more than 10 days.
Yeah, in the industry, it's like a traveling circus because you see the same people over and over and over again. So like I've seen a lot of these people in the hotel because this is kind of like an industry publisher hotel at this point. So I see a lot of these people every month at a different show. And so I was talking to one of them, Daryl Andrews, last night. And I was like, when am I going to see you again? And he was like, BGG. And I was like, cool, see you in 3 weeks. And everybody in the room was just like, oh God, no. And then I was like, yeah, PAX Unplugged 2 weeks after that. Woo! Industry life. All right. Au revoir. Good night.
Auf Wiedersehen, goodbye.